Hello everybody, it's Henry Weeder, man. I'm just piddling fart around here. It's a Echo CS340. And what I'm doing is I'm putting the rings back on the piston. I always start them and then I just roll them with my finger. And they're on. And you make sure the bevel edge is up. I already polished this piston. I just put it on myself. I've already done the bearings on it. Ooh, some things you want to lose. I got a little keyway here, but sometimes they slip out. Well, I got my little Ziploc baggies. Put that little bugger back in and you don't want to lose it. Alright, I got my cylinder all cleaned, ready to go. I got my Ultra Slick on site, ready to go. Bearings are pre-lube. The seals are all set to go. And my goal is to get this assembled today and get the RTV in place so that it can dry. I don't work on the weekends anymore. So I get it to dry, so then on Monday it'll be ready for me. Lube that up nice and good, ain't gonna hurt it. Permatex all over the rings and everything. So when I get the RTV to get a good day worth of drying on it, and once it's dry and solid, then I'll test it. And I got a Husqvarna 450. I want to try to assemble today. I don't know if I'll get there, but I'll try it. All right, there's the exhaust. This has a little pin on the top of this one pointing towards it, so it's like this. Okay, you can always know too your coil's here, so you know your flywheel goes towards that. That has a tapered edge on the inside. I've done this a couple times in other videos on the 341. And so the rings are where they're supposed to be. They're on their pins, right? Everything's clean. I'm using a glove because some people, in chemicals, I'm 60, I ain't gonna worry about it anymore. All right, I'll lube the cylinder. So now I'm gonna just bring this up nice and easy, set it on top itself, and I'm gonna just gently rock it back and forth. It's tapered in there, and then look at that, and it'll slide right down. So there we go, it's in. I've already fit tested, so now it's good. So now I got my RTV ready. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna RTV the clamshell up. Clamshell, or the pan they call it. I call it clamshell. So I picked up the term a long time ago. Now the clamshell screws and bolts go towards the clutch side. I know that much. I pre-checked everything, and then I just match it up. I already got the pan screws, the clamshell screws. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit and roll it over the edge, and the reason is so I can take my Q-tip a little bit. See that? I'm going to take my Q-tip and get it down in there where the seals are. See that groove? Get my Q-tip. And I'll get some RTV Permatex down into that. There we go. Get that down there. I use a Q-tip. You can use whatever you want. You got to be careful sometimes it'll unravel, so get yourself a quality Q-tip. And then I'll just put a little bit down in here where the seal goes. I don't know if the seals are inferior, but I watched somebody do it and I said, well, I don't do that. I never had a testing problem. Well, guess what? Then I had a testing problem. I snapped. Well, that happened. So I said, okay, I won't do that again. So now I just go ahead and do it. I don't know if the seals are inferior quality, aftermarket, inferior quality. Flip this over here and get it out of the way. So I got a nice, decent coating on that. Flip it back. Set this down. I'll get the clamshell ready in the bearing area. Just put a little bit on there. Get it down in that groove. I guess that just ensures you're going to have a good seal integrity. It won't hurt. A little more effort, a little more sealant. Big deal. It's better than having a customer come back and say a saw blew up because you had a leak. But you can tell. I'm going to tell you right now. I'll even do a carb test, right? But you can tell you got a leak because your carburetor won't stay adjusted. It'll fly up high, it'll go low, and it'll change all the time. So this is just general Henry the Weeder Man talk, rambling on by himself with the camera going. So don't be afraid to put a generous amount on here. I've been pulling steels apart for years, and they put a lot on theirs. A lot. I mean, bunches. I got one I'll show you. So get both sides lubed up real good. Evidently, I don't like this make a gasket stuff. I don't know why we got away from gasket stuff. They're even doing it on cars. I heard. I won't mention the name. A major brand is gone RTV. Well, heck, this one here is rated up to 600. So, and I know the red one that still uses is like 550. I got a tube of that coming too. I ran out of that a while ago. I've been using this black company, this black RTV high temp from Plexton. Been using it for a long time now. So, but I thought, well, heck, I was getting some RTV and other parts from Sawzilla, and they had a tube of the steel version that still uses online for sale. And I got it, I think, heck, $9. And then I was buying other products, so I didn't have to pay shipping on it. So I said, well, get me a tube. This stuff's not, a good rated tube is not cheap. So don't penny pinch when it comes to the RTV, okay? Because you get one failure of this gasket, and all you got is RTV protection, you're up a creek. All right, so I got it. Now you want to get this back in there right. You want to make sure it's lined up right, and there's a groove where the seals are, and you'll feel it go in that groove, right? You got a solid edge on this, so I got it in there, so that's good. Now remember what I said about the pan. The screws go towards the clutch because the way the carburetor comes on this reed valve in here, so that goes that way. Goes on just like that. Okay, push it down hard as you can. I got a lot of RTV on it. These are Phillip head screws in here. I don't like them. They're soft. They do jump out on you, so be careful. And you want to crisscross pattern. Just snug up one, snug up the other one, making sure she's going together good. You don't want to cockeye it. And you don't want these bolts to strip out. I had some strip out, and I had to go to a different version. Luckily, I like the steel coarse Torx heads, and I put a set of those in a CS 341 pan, because just driving the screws in and out, it's not very good. You got steel against aluminum. Just let me put it that way. So I'm not going to use my impact tool or my drill. You want to do these by hand so you can get a feel for it, so you don't over torque them. I see the gasket material coming out, which is nice. I had to take one to hex head and take a hex saw and cut a cross saw on it so I could do a because when I was taking it out, it didn't want to come out. I had my screwdriver in there and it slipped out, and just nothing I could do. I hate that. That's why I like the Torx. I don't like flatheads. I don't like Phillips, so I had to make my own flathead here on this one. I want to make sure I don't strip it. I want to get that in nice and tight. Some of them have a spec. You gotta go look it up. I'll check it. See? Ah, darn it. That easy, very soft. Poorly designed. So if I get a bigger Phillips. They're tight. I got a bigger straight edge. There's a straight edge and a Phillip design built into it. Okay, there it is. It's assembled. Bearings and all. Seals look like good. I got good smush coming out. I got RTV everywhere. Oh boy, and I'm lucky. But it looks good. Let me do my little drill test run. I made sure my circlips were in right. My bearing was lubricated. Come on the end. Don't try to turn this on your flywheel side. Turn it on your clutch side. Yeah, that sounds good. Whew, nice. So I'll run it for about 30 seconds. I like to do this and break it into rings, lubricate and everything. He's got new bearings, these brand new bearings. I did a video how I froze the crank and put the bearings on. That sounds good, no resistance. Alright, and that's it. And that's a reassembly of a Echo CS341. How about that? Looks nice. So I'll let this sit over. This will go in the progress work package that I got. Here, I'll show you. Do longer videos. Somebody was complaining they were short. But anyways, I keep all my parts in these little containers. So I know I got everything together. I just did the seals. I keep these two because they're good for putting small pieces of parts back into it. Good to keep your stuff. All right, well, that's it. It's Saturday. It's Henry Weeder Man out. I'm going to go get this 450 Husqvarna going and work on that one too. Maybe I'll sit here and do some talking with you while I assemble it. Make a couple longer videos for you. All right, Henry Weeder Man out.